Ready for a card trick?
I am.
We're going to do a card trick, your favorite. All right, so we're going to go through the cards. Just call it the word stop whenever the heck you want.
Stop.
Right here, all right. We'll just square these up nice and fair and have you look at the card. Remember that. That's going to be your card, okay?
I got it.
All right. Very fairly back in the deck. Now, what's not in the deck is a prediction. It's in my pocket. Did you pick the 10 of spades?
No.
Really? Damn. All right, well, this one's not so good. I guess I should just, you know what they do? You just exit out and, no, I'm just kidding. Let's try something. Ooh, actually, I know. Not spirit, psychic writing. You've heard of that, right?
I have.
You guys at home might not have. Psychic writing is pretty cool. You take a pen, a Sharpie, a marker, and you blindly make marks and you try to like connect with the beyond. We're going to try that with a card trick. So I'm just going to give you the marker like this. Just bring it right about here. Bring it down just a little bit. All right, we can see that. I'm going to take your card, the 10 of spades, and I want you to make taps in random spots on the back of the card. So just go ahead. All right, you're connecting with the beyond.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little more on this side and this side. All right, I think that's enough. All right, thank you very much.
Okay.
Get rid of this. And do you recognize this? Does this mean anything to you?
No.
Doesn't mean much to me either. Tell you what, name your card for. I know this takes a lot of fun. What was your card?
9 of hearts.
9 of hearts. So we can bring a little of that over here. Check it out. If I watch closely, we're going to take the ink and have it morph right before. 9 of hearts. Oh my God, 9 of hearts, 9 of hearts, which is really cool because it's here on the back of the 10 of spades. I could give this to you as a souvenir. Actually, I don't need any more cards. Take this one. That's for you. That's for you. And that is how you connect with the beyond with psychic writing. Pretty cool. Top 3 magic tricks time. That's right, friends. Welcome back to this week's top 3 picks. The very common trend with all these is that they're all very visual. So if you like visual magic, I've got you covered. Starting with number 1 right here is Flux 2.0 from a pal, Mr. Roddy McGee, and his partner in crime, Noel Quarter, the boys of Trick Trick Boom. I managed to get my hands on this at the last Magic Live here in Las Vegas, and I've been waiting a while to get this in your hands, friends. Now this is available to us to give to you through our shop. Right? We can make these available for you in the shop, I should say. So you see what the flux effect is. That's the same, right? The lines, the dots on the back of a card that are this random assortment visually kind of morph to reveal the name of a card. That's the same effect here, but there's some new additions. And we'll start with the first one here, which is now you get 2 different revelations with the cards. If you're like me and you do a lot of strolling, sometimes you'll have people that you perform for and they'll tell another group, oh, you got to see this guy do this trick, and they actually name the trick. If they say do the ink trick with the name, well, then it'd be nice to do it with a different card, and you can. So as you saw me perform it with earlier, you get the 9 of hearts reveal. That's the 9 of hearts there. And they were so kind to also include the 2 of hearts. So now you can do this with not just 1 card, but 2, which I think is a very nice touch. And for the workers, much appreciated as well. So that's cool. Also worth noting is that you receive in total 40 giveaway cards. You get 20 9 of hearts, 20 2 of hearts. And the 9 of hearts and 2 of hearts were chosen for a specific reason with the way they work with the gimmick. That's all I can really say about that, but they were chosen for a reason. And I also want to let you know there are refills available. Now, I want to say something to you before we get into this little detail. You do not ruin a card every time you perform the effect. Hear me again, you do not ruin any cards when you do the trick. So you're not having to buy refills because you have to replace something that you've ruined, okay? That's not what's going on here. They include 40 cards already. If you want to just give this out, so you see the change happen. If you want to give the card out at the end, it's just there. Maybe you have a shit hot group that's just loving everything you do and you want to give it away. Well, then do it. But hear me out for a second. You know, this is not like the anniversary waltz where you have 2 signatures on cards and they fuse together on a card. Very, very personal information, kind of a cool moment. That makes sense to give away. This, visually awesome and cool, but it's happening on the back of a random card. There's no signatures anywhere. The only thing changing is the ink. And again, it's awesome, but there's no connection to the audience. So I think you don't need to worry about refills, but I want to let you know we do offer them for 10% off if you buy them with Flux as a bundle. And you get 40 more cards, 20 of each. So we do offer the refills, but I want to let you know This is not because they're not offering these because you're destroying anything and you have to replace something. They're just doing it if you want to hand out the cards every time you perform. The other thing that's included here that's new, along with the giveaway cards and the 2 reveals and the gimmicks, obviously, is this. This is new. This is called the Dead Sharpie system. That's all I'm really going to show you there. This is something that they could have sold separately for $40. They mentioned that in the ad copy anyway. This is something you add to your existing Sharpie that makes things very clean and easy to do with your spectators. And the principle involved can be used for other things. I'll kind of leave that up to you, and that's kind of all I'll say about this without revealing it. But it makes the part of the effect with the Sharpie very hands-on without you having to worry about them doing anything they shouldn't do. That's all I can say. So that is also included. You get 2 of those gimmicks once again. So all together, you get all the cards, you're going to get the gimmicks, you're going to get the 2 reveals, the Dead Sharpie system, all for $50. That's how much this one retails for, $50. Do I think it's a fair price? Yes, and I kind of just told you why. You get all this stuff, very visual routine. It's also very easy to do. I want to mention that. It's a very easy thing to perform. And really the only bad angle is directly behind you. It's really about it. The other thing I do want to mention, because you saw me do a quick performance to camera, they kind of recommend doing this for a group of people. One person picks the card, another person tries to find the card, right? So they try to find the card, they find the wrong card, and then you go in and you have them hold the Sharpie and you have them do the thing. And now it kind of all makes sense. You're trying to see if one person can read the other person, right? So you kind of get more people involved that way, which I think is cool. I did the psychic, writing thing, which Roddy suggested. It's his idea, something he does too. But the presentation is they pick a card, find the wrong card, and then you reveal it in a very visual and cool way. I think you're going to have a lot of fun with it. That is Flux 2.0. I know anytime Roddy McGee's name pops up, you guys sit up and take notice, just like me. And I think you'll have fun with it. So that is number 1 this week. That is Flux 2.0. And it's time, not for number 2. It's time for a sneak peek. From time to time, I like to bring you guys little sneak peeks of stuff along the way. And this one is coming soon. This is your first look at the packaging for Spectra. Spectra is my first release in almost 15 years. This has been a while in the making. While I haven't put anything out in that time, doesn't mean I haven't been working on stuff. I'm working on a lot of stuff. And this is the first thing that I'll be releasing along with a group of other things in the near future. So I'm very excited for you to get a first look at the packaging for it. I really like this a lot. It's also our first All Things Magic release, which is very cool as well. And I'm just excited for you to check it out and see it. Trailers coming soon, full performances of it coming soon, the whole thing. So just wanted to share my excitement with you here. So stay tuned. Spectra is coming soon. Okay. It's time to bring you the second trick of our top 3 this week, okay? It is the Paradox Cube from Crazy Sam, presented by Henry Harrius. This was one of the big talks of the Blackpool Magic Convention this year. So what is it? What is the Paradox Cube? If you haven't seen it, you're a big fan of Rubik's Cube Magic, hear this very clearly because it's so cool. 2 cubes. You hand them 1 cube, you have the other cube. You cover their cube that's in their hands with like a handkerchief, or they can go under the table or behind their back. And you start to mix your cube, and then you have them start to mix their cube. They really are turning the cube. They really are mixing the cube. They feel it going in different spots and different things. They're turning the cube, not the cube itself, but the rows. They're mixing the cube, right? You can then at one point instantly solve the cube, and then you ask them to do the same thing because they've been following along, and then they actually reveal when you take the handkerchief off, oh my God, the damn cube is solved. That's what the effect is. They are solving the cube in their hands, even though they're turning and twisting things. It's a brand new concept here, which is very, very clever and very workable as well. I do want to answer a couple quick things. These are some of the things from the ad copy that I want to make sure that you're aware of if you are a fan of Rubik's Cube Magic, or maybe you've never done it. One of the big questions is, can I perform this if I don't know how to solve a cube? The answer is yes. You can definitely perform the trick even if you don't know how to solve the cube. They also do include a tutorial sharing how to solve the cube as part of your performance. So that is something that's taught. To go along with that, I do want to let you know, they teach you the Akira solve. So the Akira solve is the one that you might have seen Crazy Sam doing a lot, where he's mixing up the cube and then he just twists it and it's solved. That is taught on this. And you also do receive the instructional part of how to do the one-handed solve. So basically you have the cube and it's solved with one hand. He secretly uses that technique for a couple of the behind the back routines. So that is also taught here, how to do both of those. The other question is the cube examinable at the start and in the end? They let you know that no, the cube is not fully examinable at the start and the end due to the gimmickry involved. However, they do teach you how to handle the cube so that can be displayed quite freely to the audience without revealing the secret. I do want to say there's a very clever thing that they do in the routine where they do let someone examine the cube after the effect has happened. It's kind of a little swindle, I think we'll put it that way, but it's a very clever thing that happens in real time and it just goes right over their head. So that's cool. But this is something that while they are using it and twisting it, it's not something they could sit there and just examine. But once you see what's going on, I don't think you're going to be worried about that. The boys on the instructional, Henry and Sam, both said they're not too worried about people like wanting to examine and look at this as just a cube, and they see enough of it to know that it's just a regular cube at the end of the day. So what all do you receive with this? You get the gimmick cube, you get a regular cube, you get the handkerchief. You also get different routines taught on the instructional. I think 3 different routines and a bonus routine, which is really cool. If you want to buy 2 of these, they teach you how to set this up to where now you can have 2 different people taking cubes and mixing them up, and then those 2 cubes solve. So if you really want to do an impossible matching effect with 2 different people, they teach you how to do that. You will have to purchase a separate paradox cube to do that. But I don't think that that's too big of an investment when the paradox cube alone is only $50. So if you had to double up on that, you're still right at $100. But think about that, 2 cubes that they can see and look at, and then when they start mixing them, when you stop and compare them, now you have total matches. That's some next level shit right there. That is really powerful stuff. So I did just let you know the price on this, $50. Again, another question, is it worth it? I think I kind of just told you why. You get all the stuff I just mentioned, the regular cube, the gimmick cube, you get the little handkerchief, the instructional, everything. The effect is it's on its own, where the solving happens in their hands, I think is well worth $50. Forget all the other stuff. It's the fact that someone has come up with a way to make this happen. And you know, you'll see some of the magician reactions in the trailer. They're really freaking out, and they really were, because they know they're twisting the damn thing. They know they're turning it. And so it just like, it's mind blowing on how the hell did they manage to solve the cube, even though they're doing all that. So that is it. That is number 2 this week. It is the Paradox Cube from Crazy Sam. I like that guy. He's always got some very fun and wild ideas, and this is no exception. So check it out. That is the Paradox Cube. Last but not least, right here at number 3 this week is something I've had a whole lot of fun with. This is called Pictorial from Key Mundo. Hope I pronounced that right. And this one I was hesitant to tell you about because we don't have a lot of these and they're sold out everywhere else. And I am going to be using this one myself. This is a very cool take on the Triumph plot, you know, where you mix the cards face up and face down. But with this one, you have this cool like moment that happens to kind of accent the main moment. So here's what happens. Card is selected from the deck. It goes back on the deck, and then you mix the deck face up and face down. You bring out a small packet of cards, and you show these cards that have a mixture of cards on them, you know, face up and face down, like a spread, but kind of like a montage of cards. And it kind of matches what's going on with the deck. You then take this packet, you give it a little shake, and now those cards in this little packet of cards, they're all facing the right way. They're all face down now. When you spread out the deck is now all face down, so it's all righted the right way. You then ask them to name their card. You take one of the cards that you're holding in the packet, turn it over and hand it to them. You have them wave it over the deck as they name their card, spread the deck again, and now their card is face up. And when they turn over the card in their hand, that spread of cards, it's all face down. There's one face up, and it's their selected card. So the small packet of cards is kind of like interacting with the deck or vice versa. It's pretty cool. This one's only $20. I think it's a steal. It does use a regular deck of cards. You just have to add the little packet of cards into your pocket, and you're ready to do this in a moment's notice. And that's what Pictorial is. You know, I'm not going to go into too much detail because there's not too much more to tell you about, other than I really, really like it. If you're looking for a nice little thing to do, to add to your set, I think this will sit well. Again, you can use any, you know, your deck. It needs to be a red deck. I do want to say that. This does only come in red, and you do need to perform the packet type of effect with the red deck of cards, because what's happening with your cards matches what's happening with the deck. So obviously that makes sense. At this time, they do not offer this in a blue deck version, so it does just come in red. But that is my last pick this week. Another visual thing, very offbeat, kind of cool thing here. called Pictorial. Grab yours while you can at the All Things Magic shop. And that'll wrap us up for this week's top 3 magic tricks. As always, if you have questions about any one of these, be sure to ask your comments or ask in the comments below. Or if you're watching live, you can ask those questions live as well. If you want to pick up any of these effects or any of our hand-picked magic tricks that we are proud to curate, visit us over at allthingsmagic.com. We will take good care of you. And as I always say, we would love to impress you with our fast shipping and amazing customer support. We are very proud of what we're doing, and give us a shot. We will be happy to take very good care of you. And if you like this video, don't forget to drop a like on this. Please do that. It would help us out a lot with the old algorithm. And if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Click the bell. We go live every single Tuesday night at 8:30 Eastern Time on our YouTube channel and Facebook page. So be sure to click the bell and subscribe so you will know when we're live. We do giveaways. We talk about magic tricks. We talk about magic news. And did I mention we do giveaways? It's a whole lot of fun. It happens every single week at 8:30 Eastern Time. So join us sometime. I can guarantee you, you will have a great time. And that's it. I'll see you back here next week for our next top 3 magic tricks. Get in there in the comments. Let me know what some of your favorites were this week. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, I'm getting back to this week's show now. So take care, everybody. Hope you have a great rest of your week. And I will see you back here next time for your next top 3. All right? All right. See ya.